that got a career and everything. He raised his children, and he said, "What's a good looking man like me being by myself, waking up by myself, going to bed by myself?" I said, "Well, hell, that sounds like me too. That sounds like me too. I mean, I
That's a
guess that,
choice, though. You
huh?
gotta. That's a choice. If you don't want to be, you got to get out and make yourself available. You know what I mean? You got to make yourself open because
Mm-hmm.
it's not like same thing with working. You know what I mean? People got to make themselves available for what they want, and you got to go out and get what you
Mm-hmm.
want. I mean, if you're just sitting back expecting to drop on your lap, 9 times out of 10 it ain't gonna be worth shit. You know what I mean? But what do I know? I'm only a truck
Mm-hmm.
driver.
No. You that listen. I like to hear different people's perspective on things. Like when he said that, I was like, "Yo, well, your wife passed away, and you took care of her, and you did what you were supposed to do, and it's nothing wrong with going out on dates and stuff like that. And I think sometimes people feel guilty for wanting happiness. You
I
know,
believe that too sometimes.
you
Yeah,
believe that too,
yeah,
like that.
yeah
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
she
like
said, plenty. Yeah, I know. She said, plenty. Yeah, Shavonda, like some people feel guilty about being happy. I was that person myself. When my fiance passed away, I kind of felt guilty dating somebody a year later. I felt like I was cheating on him. And I know this man is dead, but I felt like I was cheating on him because I was, dating a dude a year later. But I guess we got to kind of like,
yeah, I mean
it might
it
sound
depends on the
stupid.
individual. So
Mm. So would you date
it's a diff-
somebody a year later after somebody passed away that you care about? Hey, Ross, girl, what's
I
going
mean,
on? Would you date?
it depends. You know what I mean? It depends on, like, it's a lot of moving parts with that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of different variables. I could say yes and don't. I could say no and I do. It just depends. You know what I mean? If I'm feeling that way, you know what I mean? If I 9 times
Mm-hmm.
out of 10 we go in companionship. You know what I mean? So there's a strong chance I may. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
As far as the time frame, I don't know the time frame. I couldn't put a time frame on it. You know what I mean? It could be a
That's
year, it could be
right.
5 years, it could be a couple months. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm. And that's a question somebody asked me too. They was like, are you ready to date? And I'm like, well, that was like before when he passed away. And I was like, I don't know. At that moment, I didn't know, but I felt guilty. Hey, Roz, what's going on, beautiful? So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I can't grieve forever, because that'll do
That
something to
that's
you like
true.
that. That'll make you,
Die of
depressed and,
loneliness. You end up dying of a broken heart.
oh, yes, that's it. That's it. What you got to say, Smitty, to that?
Um, like, all right, so me as a man, when it comes to happiness, right? Now I can only speak when it comes to this as far as how I function.
Mm-hmm.
I only feel guilty about happiness if you chose happiness over priority. Like you put pleasure before priority, right?
That's a
But the thing
fact.
is, like with me, I don't really base nothing in my life, honestly. I don't mean to sound stereotypical or nothing, but I don't base too many things in my life around my happiness because me knowing how I was designed, created, and built as a man, I know what my purpose is. And so
Mm-hmm.
through me doing what it is that benefits those around me, that's where I get my happiness. So like
Mm-hmm.
me being in a position to where any moment, if my daughter, when she's with her mother, whoever, she can call me, I'm able to be there. Anytime if somebody from my family, friends, whoever, to be of a value to others is really my happiness. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I have self-preservation. No, I'm not saying like I'm just everybody's kind of like butler or doormat. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. But men, because of how we're designed, from physical and everything, being able to read the floor of danger. more muscle mass density, the whole nine. Like everything that is incorporated with a man, it is designed to provide. So as long as I'm providing, and as long as those who are around me are good, I swear I got a smile on my face. And things that I want, honestly, real simple. You know, just bring me a cold one and don't bother me while I'm in the man cave. I'm all right. Read.
He said man cave. Y'all with this man cave.
I mean, man, you need that. You need your place where you can go, like, for peace and serenity. You know what I mean? You need that. You need that one place you can escape from the world at. You know what I mean? Set up how you want. Like mine, I had a sports theme. You know what I mean? Like I had one of my walls was painted the Knicks colors of the Yankees, of the Giants. You know what I mean? But that's where I went and closed the world out. You know what I mean? It's important. You need to unwind. You know what I mean? You need to. So a lot of times men suffer in silence. You know what I mean? So I use that place like that. That's what I meditated at. That's what I watched my sports at. You know what I mean? That was my own little piece of paradise.
But you know something that's wild, because I've heard that term too a lot. You know, like the whole men, we suffer in silence. I don't know. I would say, okay, all right. I would say there are men that applies to. I know for one, me, and I know at least like my circle, when we go off into silence, like I was saying actually earlier, we use that as opportunity. If I finally get a chance to myself, I don't go off and cry and whine and think about what bad just happened. I may have my moment. Get a little something off my chest a little bit, may mumble to myself or something. But instinctively, my brain by default shifts to the gear of, so what we about to do next? All right, bet. So that just happened? Okay, all right, bet. So we about to problem solve. You know what? I like puzzles. Okay, cool. I like a good puzzle. So we're going to go ahead and look at all the pieces and we're going to figure out how to put this together. So when I go off, I'm too busy focusing on how to capitalize off of what just happened, as opposed to sitting and sulking in what just happened. And that's personally just me.
And I'm just say like when I say suffer in silence, I don't mean a man going sulking and crying and blowing snot bubbles out his nose. That's not what I'm referring to. A lot of times, as a man, a provider, as a father, as a husband, you know what I mean? It's things that you're going through that sometimes when you get home, you're not able to unwind and load on your lady or your kids. That's why a lot of men end up drinking their problems away and shit like that. I'm not referring to a man. I'm not referring to a man just snot bubbling, blowing. I'm referring to him happen to wear a certain hat due to society and everything else and due to who a man is. So you're actually suffering internally. You know what I mean? For the most part, I do the same. Like I meditate a lot. You know what I mean? So even when I go through stuff, I'm still trying to meditate and get myself together. So with that being said, for me, I driving is therapeutic to me. You know what I mean? So I found a profession that'll pay me to drive while I'm making money at the same time. You know what I mean? So I just lost my step pops on Monday. You know what I mean? So I'm out here driving to get myself through this. This man been part of my life for 30 years. You know what I mean? Good, bad, and indifferent. But for me, driving is therapeutic. So by saying suffering stars doesn't necessarily mean like you sad or you broken up or you fucked up. It just means like you suffering with your thoughts and your mentality and things you do. And we as men, a lot of times, not everybody, but for the most part, men suffer in silence. Because
Can I ask you a question, brother, about that? I know I don't know you, but you know, we all family here, and I wanna ask you this question because this question was asked to me before, and it really got me to think about the whole process of what I like to call crossing over, not death, because you can't kill energy; it's only redirected.
That's true.
So Was your stepfather, I mean, I'm just gonna, just ask, like, was he suffering from any kind of illness before his passing?
He was.
All right. Okay. Now, I want you to think about this, and I want you to tell me where you see it. We definitely miss the physical aspects of that person. We miss, the sound of their voice, the smell of their aftershave, all of that good stuff. Believe me, I understand, right? But which would you rather have? Right now, him being actually freed from the body that was causing him so much pain, back and forth to the hospital, I'm pretty sure, all the medications, the different doctor's appointments, and all of that. Would you rather him stay here and continue to suffer, or would you rather know that his energy has only been redirected to a better position, and now he's in a better place to watch over you? Oh, just a question.
And I get where you're coming from, and I mean, I don't know if I made it sound like I was upset, but I understand where you're coming from, and I'm with you on that because he's not suffering. So for me, the fact that he's not suffering any longer, because the physical body is gone, yeah, but his physical body went through changes. He wasn't the same man he was before. You know what I mean? So he was active for the last 2 years. He was like bedridden, and he was tired of people poking and prodding at him. So I for me, and for most of my family, us knowing that he's not suffering any longer is the best thing. You know what I mean? And the selfish part of us want them to still be here, but realistically, we gotta look at the bigger picture. What they're going through. You know what I mean? What they've been through and how their life has changed so much, so drastically, and in such, maybe in some cases, so little time. Because 2 years is not a lot of time. You know what I mean? But he said he was tired as well. So, you know what I mean? I put you on that. I understand.
But something else that's in there too, and for any and everybody listening, this is why it's so important. Because I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I had a pretty close brush with death myself just last year, right? Yeah. I was on my way out, and the thing that bothered me the most during that moment of the reflections of from here and transfer, because I ain't gonna go too deep into that, but the afterlife's real. It's real.
Yeah.
But I'll just say this. The thing that bothered me the most, what really had me in such turmoil and pain more than the actual physical situation that was happening to me, was my mind shifted directly, immediately to everybody I never made amends with, everyone I never apologized to, everybody I just should have had a talk with and let them know it wasn't that serious. I swear on life, the only thing that went through my mind, everything, I was not thinking about everything I did as far as whether good or bad. I wasn't. For some reason, that wasn't my experience. My experience was I just shifted and had that TV-like flashback of I'm talking all the way back to childhood, every moment that I ever should have done something and I didn't act on it. So I mean, I just wanted to throw that caveat in more than anything. It wasn't even a disagreement or nothing, just a caveat. But
did that make you also feel like you don't want to live life? And I know that would make me want to, enjoy life more. That's why I laugh more. My laugh may be loud, but I like it. I like to laugh, because if I'm not laughing, y'all know something wrong with me. Yeah, most of my
I had a long time.
Supporters. Huh?
Yeah, I had a long time. Well, at least long enough. I had a long enough time in my life where laughing wasn't really in the picture. Smiling too much, I used to have moments where, women be like, you should smile, and It's like, man, you not know what's going on right now. I'm talking about some smile.
Mm-hmm.
And just like my brother right here next to me said, that was definitely during a period where I had to suffer in silence. So like I said, I do get where you're coming from, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I mean, I don't know. I personally, Mo, this is why I say you got to know how to decode things in life. It's really hard because I don't want to lose people, but like a lot of things that I've experienced and gone through and have overcome and failed at, I look at much more on a spiritual level than a physical. My whole life, for the
Put it
most
up.
part, it's been like it's like I don't know, man. It's like looking at somebody through a screen door,
Mm-hmm.
tinted windows. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God got a way of, he kind of like you, making you look at, because I had a dream last night that I was pregnant, and I know
Hold on.
damn well I ain't pregnant. And so, but in the dream, I was carrying this child inside of me, and I was like, "What the hell going on?" And I was like, I was literally pregnant throughout the whole dream, and I said, "Lord, I can't provide for her. I didn't have clothes for her. I mean, I wasn't prepared to have this baby in a dream, right?" And I was like, "Lord, what you trying to tell me?" So I woke up and I asked him. I said, "What you trying to tell me?" Because, you know, my toes are tied, clipped, and burnt, so I can no longer have no children. But in the dream, I was pregnant. So I was like, "Lord, what you trying to tell me?" And he said, "You know, when you talking about dreams, I was talking about that." He said, "You about to birth something that's amazing, and I'm going to provide the way." So it also just a lot. It made me realize that life is so, I hate to say short, because it is, because our life expectancy on earth, you don't know. But that's why I don't, I don't worry about certain things like I used to. If it can't get done, it just can't get done. You know what I'm saying? I used to have headaches about certain things, and now I just don't do it no more, because it's just it takes off life away from me, that stress and stuff. So
Does
hmm
it sure does. Stress sure does.
hmm
Stress
yeah,
about
stress will take your life away from you. Like, I mean, I know people say that's good stress and that's bad stress, but that bad stress is the one that takes your life expectancy away from you. You know what I mean? So if I could tell anybody on here, because I know I've been on here, Instagram probably gonna cut me off in a minute, but if I could tell anybody on here, stop holding grudges, against people. You don't have to like him. You ain't got to speak to him.
it.
Once you cut that tie, that's cool. Cut it out. But what you have to do is don't hold that grudge against them, and don't revenge it. Because nobody's meant to carry that much hate and vengeance in their body. The body can't hold that much toxin in it, but it can't. I'm telling you, it can't, because it has nowhere to go. So if I could tell anybody on here, like tonight, we had a good time. I always had the whole day. Hell, I had a good time the whole day on my day off. So I did what I wanted to do. I miss y'all, because I hardly ever on Instagram because I be working a lot. But when I do come through here, I enjoy being here with y'all. So send us out with a good word, both of y'all. Send me on to my bedtime. It's nice. Say
It's
something.
always a pleasure. I know 5 o'clock. Thanks some fun. Show my brother. Yo, it's great kicking it with you. I like how spiritual and how you in touch with yourself like that. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to get in touch with that to get that third eye functioning, and it's not you got yours functioning in full effect. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
despite what people think is weird, it's real. You know what I mean? And what you see, what you feel, is real. Not a lot of people in touch with it like that, but you are, and that's a wonderful thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Thing. Much
That's,
respect, my Joe.
that's
So,
good. That's good, Big. I like that.
Um,
but
um
yeah.
yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, no. I'll keep it real simple, and if you don't catch it at first, just keep repeating it to yourself. Let it sink in. Mo, first of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate you pulling me up. Thank you for pulling me up once again. Always. And my brother, I appreciate you as well. This is one thing that I like to do more than anything, because I'll tell you right now, before I say what I was going to say, is this is a lot more healthier. We see like well more than enough of us who share our skin tone and features going back and forth and stupid stuff, right? I mean, heck, I've been a part of the debauchery and shit, you know, myself, you know. So I'm not even talking like somebody who's perfect. So don't ever get that twisted. But as somebody who has been in the mix of things and who has learned, somebody who has now been on the inside, now I'm on the outside looking at, right? One thing that I do know is that we are the most influential force on planet Earth. And the more that we choose to use that influence in a better light, the more we use that influence to show other cultures like, yeah, we do have some unity. You know, yes, we can get along. And it doesn't have to be your small circle alone. And anybody outside of that, I don't give a shit about that nigga. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, and y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm just saying this is very healthy and I appreciate you. But final thoughts, I guess I'd say. So just always remember, 7 days with no God, that's what makes 1 week.